What up, YouTube? Vincent here. And we're back with some more reaction videos. Actually, I can do this because I'm using this mic instead. Got the nice mic out. So, for those of you who don't know, I recently fought for StreetBeefs, which is an organization where a bunch of fighters go to this one spot and they pretty much settle beef, or they settle who's the best there, or you just go down there and have some fun and do some boxing or MMA. Now, I'm a huge fan of StreetBeefs. I fought for them twice now. I am 1-1. My recent fight was against the heavyweight champion there. Shout out to Eric. Awesome Possum is his fight name. Amazing fighter, amazing dude. You know, and then my first opponent that I actually beat was Pitbull Matthews, CJ. Awesome dude. Again, like, I've been very lucky with my opponents being really cool stand-up dudes. And I couldn't ask for, better opponents. So, with that being said, I ended up seeing yesterday that SCARFACE over here, as you can see right here, he's the owner of StreetBeefs, and he has made a video called Bashin' Awesome Possum / Invincible ... an invite. So, I'm pretty much just going to react to this. I saw my name and I was like, oh, snap. Like, my name's in this. So, I'm going to check this out. This was just posted yesterday.
StreetBeefs family, what's up, y'all? Face with ya. Dropping in after another insane event, and I mean that, yo. Great event. We've now had 3 good events back to back. We had our last event at the beginning of the month, and we had the boxing mixer. Then we had this event. Want to clear something up real quick before I get to the reason for this video. The boxing mixers, excuse me, the boxing mixers. Boxing mixers are 1-minute rounds, no weight classes. We do that with the 1-minute round so guys can fight multiple times in a day. Most people that come to our boxing mixers fight 2, 3, 4 times. We do the mixer so you can experience fighting several different opponents in one day. Whereas for some guys, they fight 3 2-minute rounds. They may be, well, a lot of guys. Big majority of our fighters, when they fight 3 2-minute rounds, they're toast afterwards. And only a very few can fight again after that. So we created the mixer so you can come out and experience fighting different opponents, several different opponents in one day.
So real quick, I do want to say, before he gets on to any more, the mixes are actually a really cool thing. I have not been at one yet, but the mixes are really cool. Like, when you're facing someone that's a different size than you, especially for the people who are lighter, it's like I don't know, it just shows that you have a lot of heart, that you don't care who you're facing as long as you're fighting, And I love that they're doing this, because it's just a cool experience to get to you get to experience having a different class of fighters that fight a lot different than what you're used to. So I think it's just a really cool way of getting a lot more experience from normal competition that you wouldn't usually get.
We have another boxing mixer coming this Saturday. You can sign up for that. Facebook group or Instagram or our website. So if you want to sign up, go to one of those 3 mediums. I want to speak on something. And I want to preface this. I'm sure half the comments are going to say, Face, worrying about the comments again. Just ignore the trolls. Listen. I mostly do ignore trolls. But when I see them tearing down my fighters who I know would beat the shit out of a big majority of the trolls.
Real quick. Thank you.
it angers me. I'm going to speak on one fight. This one fight is just one example. There's several, dozens of fights I can speak on. Awesome Possum versus Invincible.
Hi.
First of all, shout out to those 2 men.
Thank you.
They put on a heavyweight banger. And the thing that boggles my mind is some fans think if you don't throw punches at the speed of a lightweight, then you're slow. Surprise, surprise, most heavyweights move slower than lightweights.
He's not wrong there. When have you ever really see, unless you're on like the top level of boxing, when do you usually see a heavyweight punch as fast as these lighter guys, you know? Especially the ones that have like 100-pound difference. Let's say someone's 265 pounds, right? A normal UFC heavyweight, 265 pounds. More than likely, for someone that's 165, they're not going to be punching at the same, you know, speed. But I don't know. Some people think that heavyweights are slow. I personally, I don't know. I mean, it all depends on the fighter.
That's one. The difference is, and this only people who've actually fought understand this. When you get in with those heavyweights whose punches are moving slow, they have a lot of oomph behind them. And it don't feel good when you get caught with it. But aside from that, I'll start with Possum. Possum.
Real quick. Yeah, you know, you get punched in the face by a heavyweight. You might be able to see the punch coming if they're a little slower than a lot of these lighter guys. But if you get hit, you're getting hit, you know. Starting off, like he was saying, I don't know what he's about to say about Awesome Possum, but as for me, when I fought Awesome Possum, even when I fought Pitbull, I went home with a headache. Like, it was hurting. And not only that, like, you get hit hard, no matter who you fight. And I guess, you know, I like how he added the comment where, you know, for those of you who actually have fought in the ring, because a lot of these internet trolls are people who have never actually stepped foot inside of a cage or a ring, and usually classify themselves as street fighters who black out. But yeah, I like that he added that in there.
He's a very skilled boxer, I'm telling you. Okay? If you guys think he ain't, sign up. Get in the ring with him. Please. We need heavyweights. Come on out. Come to the yard and specifically say, I want Possum. He'll get in with
Possum's
you.
a great
Trust
fighter.
me. As for Invincible, you know, just started fighting in the yard and came out and gave one of our champs a good fight. And make no mistake, it was a good, tough fight between two heavyweights. Problem is,
Appreciate that.
for some people, heavyweights don't excite them because they want to see speed and a bunch of combos and 12-punch combos, etc. Well, if that's what you like, fine. But understand that heavyweights and lightweights fight different. It's just the way it is, okay? Heavyweights, again, you may not see as many shots landed, but somebody goes home with a headache afterwards. Every time.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I couldn't have said it better than myself. I just said a minute ago, I went home with a headache, for sure. And I'm sure they did too. But yeah, like you said, Awesome Possum is a great fighter. I mean, he's a champion. You know, people they see a fight and they automatically come to a conclusion that, oh, these fighters are slow, or this fighters are weak. You know, unless you're actually in the cage with them or the ring with them and you feel the punches and you see the punches, you can't say anything. You're never going to be able to. Even me, as someone who has fought, someone who has actually trained, someone who's going into MMA and amateur really soon, even I can't say by watching someone whether or not they are a good fighter or not, because from what I see might be different from what they're feeling, you know? So, but yeah, Awesome Possum is a champ. So anybody like ragging on him, crazy, because what is he now? He beat me by decision, so what is he, 7-1, I believe? Dude is on a 7-fight win streak, and that's just counting Satan's Backyard on StreetBeefs. He's also pro kickboxer, and the dude's going places, so I don't care what anybody says. Possum is a good fighter in my book.
But you know, I'll just reiterate. I started the slogan, glove up or shut up, for this reason. StreetBeefs' motto, outside of guns down, gloves up, is glove up or shut up.
Yep.
And I started it because when I first started Street Beefs, it was all guys from the neighborhood. A lot of street guys. And there's a bunch of guys from the area flapping their lips, but they would never come down to the yard and fight. They would just talk shit and say how none of us could fight. And I said, look, you're not going to sit there and flap lips, at least not on my forum, if you're not willing to come do what these guys are doing.
Exactly.
Now, funny thing, you'll see people online say the most ignorant things. Then they'll say, well, freedom of speech, you're blocking people. What happened to freedom of speech? Freedom of speech only says you can't be jailed for what you say. And that's not even true. They jail people for what they say all the time.
For real.
But there is no freedom of speech on somebody's personal channel or somebody's personal website. When you come on dogging these fighters who are putting their butt on the line just to entertain.
I do want to say something about that, actually. He makes a really good point. People will think that they can say whatever they want on someone else's page, and sorry, they will say what they want on someone else's page, and then they expect to get treated in a fair way, and that they shouldn't be blocked, and that they should be allowed to say what they want. The internet's a lot different than real life. I mean, I'm sure that's probably why most of these people flap their lips on the internet, is because they know it's different than real life. They know that there's not going to be a series of a consequence. But it's the same thing. It's like, me personally, I'm not going to show you that respect level that I have for someone else if you're on my page constantly, criticizing in a negative way and just being a jerk in general. It's when it's someone else's personal page, they decide what can and can't get said on that page. It's not, it's not like it's the Constitution. It's not law. It's not anything that anyone can decide on except for the person who owns that page. So, Scarface is completely right here. What he says goes, and if people don't like the community guidelines that he set out himself, then, you're glad to leave. So I'm just, I am glad that he said that, because that is something that I feel like on all channels and on all pages online, people commonly get mistaken that they won't be banned for what they say.
I'm not going to take it. And that's why we've thinned out a lot of the trolls.
Yeah.
Anybody that gets in that cage has balls. I promise you. It takes a lot of heart 100%. To get out there. But again, I'll say this to the trolls out there. Please hear me. Take the worst fighters you think in Street Beefs, and you come on out, get in the ring, and I bet you they're not quite as bad as you think they are. And I say that humbly, because stuff always looks different when you're watching it on video. Okay? Many a fighter has been dogged the way they were dogging Possum and them. I just don't like it. Show the fighters love and respect. They deserve it. Hey, y'all, big boxing mixer this Saturday coming. If you're one of these guys who thinks it's sweet, who think a bunch of us are coming out for the mixer, myself, Iraqi Assassin, Afro Samurai's coming out, Money Meal, a bunch of people. If you think things are sweet, come out for the mixer next week. Sign up on the website, Insta, or the Facebook group.
All right. I just kind of want to wrap it up here. Basically, if there's any trolls out there, listen. Obviously, I know Possum myself. And listen, I can guarantee you, if anybody has anything to say about, me, has anything to say about Possum, or anybody for that matter in Street Beefs, listen, tell me. My Facebook is right here on YouTube. You can find my personal page. If you are, if you just for some reason feel like you're this awesome tough guy, you can message any one of us, message me, and we can set something up. wherever, whenever that might be. And but other than that, I'm actually a very respectful guy. Possum's a very respectful guy. Scarface is a very respectful guy. Pretty much everybody in Street Beefs has some level of respect, especially the people who have fought there multiple times, because it, like he said, it takes guts to be able to go inside of a cage, stare at another man on the other side of that cage, and go to war. Whether it's a win, a loss, a draw, does not matter. It takes guts, and it is not an easy hobby. It is not an easy career. It is not easy no matter how you take fighting, whether it's a one-time thing, you do it multiple times, or you want it as a career. It doesn't matter. It is tough to begin with, and anyone who even does it is, you know, has my respect. Like I said, I'm a very respectful person, so I will never, you know, down someone. But hey, you know, if you guys like that and you guys want to start downing people, you can always hit me up and we can set something up. But other than that, I do appreciate Street Beefs, and I appreciate Scarface for this video, and I appreciate them for letting me go out there and actually showing my talent. And like I said, man, I really do want to go back on Street Beefs one day. Unfortunately, you know, well, not unfortunately, but, you know, I do have my MMA career to think about, and I will be starting that very shortly. 2 days until I have my medicals cleared, so there's that. But Street Beefs is always going to be a home for me, even after only 2 fights. And I really do plan on going back out there. So without further ado, thank you guys so much for watching. Please like, comment down below, subscribe, click the bell, and if you guys got anything to say, you know, just glove up a shoutout. That's all I can say. Peace.